the next video I have on deck for you, you're going to find pretty interesting. Aside from John here, how many of you have ever been in a cave? Anybody? Okay. A commercial cave where they have concrete walkways and lights? Yeah. That's not caving. Oh, by the way, I'm a member of the National Speleological Society. I think you are as well. For a long time, so is Tammy over here. And I would be remiss in a couple of points. Number one, most folks refer to people who go into caves as spelunkers. Please do not call us spelunkers. And I'll tell you why. It shows ignorance. It sounds like a big fancy word, but it's like somebody taking nails and scratching a chalkboard, because cavers rescue spelunkers. Yes, this is true. The reason being is a spelunker is a recreationalist, an amateur who is untrained. They get it in their head, and like a lot of good old boys around here, and I know you guys know some of them, they'll say, oh, there's a cave. I'm going to go in that cave and I'm going to check it out. I might be able to find something in there I can take home as a souvenir, or maybe even sell it. Got a lot of that. What happens? They're untrained and they go into these caves unprepared, and they end up getting in big trouble. Anybody here remember the big cave rescue that happened, when was that, John?
2009.
2009.
Cyclops.
Down at Cyclops. We had a couple old boys down the road here. I think there was, what, 4 or 5 of them?
5 of them.
It decided they're going to go down into Cyclops Cave, and I'll give you a little background on it. John and I and Tammy are very experienced. We've got lots of sinkholes around here. You guys know what sinkholes are, right? Sinkholes are essentially where the roof of a cave has collapsed. Sometimes the bottom of these sinkholes opens up as a cave opening, an entrance. Well, that's what happened in the pasture out here. And the old boy, this farmer, a cave or a cow wandered down into it. And was it you that got called? Or
I wasn't
Roddy?
down here for that. It was Roddy. Roddy. And
No,
those
I thought
guys
it was
got
Roddy.
called.
He gets called and they have to rescue the cow. Okay? Well, a lot of times when that happens, these old boys, they'll fill the hole in, or they'll blow it up with dynamite and close it. So we don't have access to it, and that's to protect their cow. Well, you can't blame them. But cavers don't like that so much. But anyway, these old boys, 5 good old boys, go down in this cave and totally unprepared. I think they had some kind of rope they got from Walmart. Did they even have a ladder?
They made it to the second drop where
Yeah.
it got really tight and they couldn't get back out.
Well, even for really experienced cavers, they will say Cyclops is scary. At least it was when it was first being worked. And you have to be a real expert on rope, using all kinds of equipment to get down in there, and they can get back out. Well, these old boys, they get down there like to the second level, and they think they're going to get themselves what we call speleothems, stalactites, stalagmites, and that kind of stuff for souvenirs, or to sell it. I don't know which. But guess what? While it was down there in that cave, it rained. And they didn't have a proper rope. They didn't have any rappelling gear. They didn't have any ascenders or anything. So it's raining. And guess what? All that water's going down into the cave. And it gets muddy and it gets slippery. And they get stuck.
Didn't one guy break his leg?
No.
No,
One of them got hypothermia.
I know one of them had on some sandals.
Yeah.
Sandals. Yeah.
Sandals.
I mean, I can tell you all kinds of stories about you folks hooking up with some of these organizations to take people caving, and these guys will show up in sandals and flip-flops, Crocs, with a flashlight or a candle, and they're going caving. So-
Smash and stick the candle on their head.
Yeah. Well, if you talk to Craig Ashbrook, he and, who was it? Ernie Roberts, Treadhead. I don't know if you remember Ernie?
I've heard some of the stories from Craig.
Yeah, they used to go down in caves with candles, including Banner's Corner. But anyway, these old boys, they get stuck. There's 5 of them. Most of them are, I think 3 of them was in their 50s. One of them was, what, 30-something? And they had one young boy, he was like around 20, 21, something like that. He managed to get out and call 911 and get help. Well, it took, what was it, 2
solid days.
2 full days of dozens of people, fire and rescue, the police, all these cave search and rescue organizations coming in. It was what we used to call in the military a Charlie Foxtrot. I don't need to describe what a Charlie Foxtrot is. You guys can figure it out on your own. If you can't, well, that's your issue. But anyway, it was a real Charlie Foxtrot. The older guys, one of them, or was it 2 of them, had hypothermia
2 of them pretty hypothermic.
and had to
They were
go to
less
the
than,
hospital.
What, a half a mile? Not even a half a mile into the cave?
Yeah.
Maybe a quarter mile.
It gets cold down there.
Yeah, the caves are a constant, roughly 54, 56 degrees. So it's not quite refrigerator cold, but it's cold. I mean, in the wintertime, you might consider that warm, but it's very wet. All our caves around here are wet, high humidity, and at 50-something degrees, you're going to get cold. So these old boys were lucky, but that's just one instance. I mean, between John and I and Tammy, we can tell you dozens
We'd
of
be here
them.
all night telling stories.
Oh God, cavers love telling stories. A unique group. If you're not a caver, you should become one.
It's
But
fun.
to become one, number 1, affiliate with a grotto. Now, we used to have Mountain Empire around here, and before that we had Powell Mountain. Right now, we've got 6 ridges, I believe.
6 Ridges covers the Tennessee side, and Walker Mountain covers this side of Virginia.
Yeah,
all the way
and
up
then
to
we also
Louisiana.
have Flittermouse out of Asheville.
Mhm.
And the reason I would suggest, if you are interested in caving, is joining what they call a grotto, a caving club, is to save your own, excuse my French, ass. You will learn safety. Safety is paramount. You do not go into a cave by yourself. You will die. Guaranteed. Go in never less than 3 people. You always have 3 lights on you. And you always have a list of at least 3 people that you contact, that you notify before you go in. You say, we're going into this cave at this time. We will be out of the cave at this time. And if you don't come out by that time, if you haven't contacted those people, they will call in the cavalry.
She gives me about 30 seconds past that time, and that's it.
Yeah.
Hard cut off. 30
So it's not a game to play. You have to have proper safety equipment. Wear a helmet that has a good secure headlamp on it. At least 1, preferably 2 or 3. Okay, a helmet. Take gloves, because you're going to be grabbing a hold of all kinds of stuff. If you can, get some knee pads. They help your knees, especially if you're an old fart like me. And then get trained in what we call vertical. How to rappel and how to ascend. And this requires, a modest expenditure of some money to get the proper equipment. But at the end of the day, your life depends on it. So it's money well invested. Think about that. If you want to get into caving. And I'll tell you what, when you get underground into a wild cave, not one of these commercial caves, it's a whole other world. It is really, really cool. It's hard to describe. And once you've done it, you're going to get bit by the bug and you're going to be addicted. You can't stop going back. It just keeps calling you and calling you. Maybe it's Mother Earth thing, I don't know, going back in the womb. But it's something it's great. This next video I'm about to show you will get to the juicy stuff. Are you guys ready for that? Let's rock. We're at Banner's Corner Cave in Castlewood. When we go in, we go through the slit that's down off to my right here, or excuse me, off to my left, and we will enter into a passage that's rather narrow and about 90 feet long. From there, we go down actually as many as 5 levels. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and enter this cave. It's going to be a little interesting because we're going to have to do a belly crawl to get in here initially.
After more than an hour of clearing garbage, logs, and boulders from the entrance, we entered the cave. We belly crawled over rocks interspersed with broken glass through a baffle to emerge in a passage which was the first level of the cave. Caving is potentially dangerous. You just don't know what you might encounter. It's not uncommon to find animals or snakes near the entrance, especially in a cave like this one. Some caves, like Banner's Corner, are prone to flooding. Water levels can rise quickly and trap or kill you. Most caves, like this one, are located on private property. Caves in Virginia are also protected by Virginia cave law. It's important and necessary to obtain landowner permission to visit a cave and to secure permission from your state cave and karst manager, as we did. Otherwise, you can and probably will be prosecuted for trespassing and damages by both the landowner and the state.
What is what?
In the 90-foot passageway, we encountered a bridge of cobbled concretions spanning from wall to wall.
Water is what makes it go. Yeah.
Makes it go.
Makes it shiny looking.
Here we go.
As we approached the drop to the second level, we encountered another arched bridge of concretions spanning over an abyss that was about 20 feet below. And adjacent to it, right above where we were dropping down, was a very nice flowstone formation.
Okay, so we're at the point where we are going to be going down to the second level. Be very, very careful.
Gee, thanks.
Okay, so we're down on the second level.
Up or down either way.
What you think, Susan? Yes. Yep. Richard is probably 50 go over, it's easier.
No, I'm gonna go on.
Easy rolling knees. is awesome times.
Looks like the possum didn't make it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I think we can pass on Mr. Possum.
Yeah, I'm not that hungry anyway.
Yeah, we'll pass on him.
I'm ready for more shit washing.
Yeah, this is a spring salamander. And this is a pretty good sized boy. It's always good to see that much life in a cave. And you can see about how big is he, about 6 inches. Yeah, he's a good 6 inches in length. So that's really good to see him.
Oh, he's as slick as not. I think he'd be usable.
Okay, so we're heading down to the 3rd level.
Hey, there's a spray paint can.
This is gonna be slick. It's being up to water slide.
Well, yippee-yay, cow pony. We made it.
Oh, cool. Crickets already.
Hey, you know what, folks? We are flooded. We are going to get wet. Thing is, I don't know how deep it is.
spot where hopefully I can go through without getting my chest wet, you know? Or are they such a place?
Okay, well, that might not happen. Yeah, I just want your feedback on this before bringing the gear in and proceeding further.
Gotcha. Well, two bats hanging there, it looks good.
Yeah.
It means it ain't been completely sumped out. Make sure I don't get too close to them.
And another little pit there. Is this the kind of caving you like?
Do what?
Is this the kind of caving you like?
It's a cave, man. It's kind of like it.
Well, you know what? Let's go get Tammy.
Think we'll be good to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
We will find something.
Okay.
So where we're at right now is we're just outside of Jonesville in Lee County, right near the Russell sawmill. And this, what we're standing on right now is a giant pile of sawdust. This, I don't know exactly how many cubic yards of sawdust is here. It's many, many thousands, but all this sawdust used to be in the sinkhole, which is the entrance to Thompson Cedar Cave. And back in the 90s, early 90s, the creek inside Thompson Cedar Cave was black from the leachate that came out of the sawdust. And the state moved in after it was noticed in the Powell River. It was actually discoloring the Powell River as it made its way down through Beatty Creek to the Powell, and the state made the sawmill operator take all the sawdust out of the sinkhole, and this is what remains. They basically created a giant windrow of sawdust that runs about 1/8 of a mile long. It's a massive amount of sawdust. And then all the last 15 years they've been taking truckloads out of here to try and relocate it, and they've actually used it as a soil amendment for mine reclamation. So it's kind of been a great thing to use as a soil amendment. It's worked very well. But so what remains here though is quite a bit behind me is a good stretch, maybe 300 or 400 feet long stretch of sawdust, and underneath me is maybe 10 feet of sawdust still. And then we're going to be going into the cave down a sinkhole where the sawdust used to be to check out the Lee County Cave isopod.
we're looking out for bats.
Yeah, watch the bat nest. Do you see it?
I didn't actually see it. I'm just gonna stay really low.
Show them the bat nest, Rebecca.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. That looks like an actual
looks like a bird nest.
Yeah. Thank you.
I fell for it.
I fell for it too. And I knew better too. That's a sad thing.
I should have known better.
Oh man, I've got that LED grid light.
Follow Tammy. She'll take you to.
Do I now?
Let them follow you. You know where you're going, right?
Where's the bats?
Just straight to that big room.
If you pretend like you do, we'll follow.
Point out the bat nest.
Bat nest.